Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're going to be working on a few different things, starting off with a grape harvest. I want to get one of these varieties harvested today and take it into the kitchen. We're going to steam them to make some grape juice, but I really just wanted to give you a progress report on how they're doing. You can see them right behind me. They're looking really healthy. They clearly love their lives in this location. There are 4 vines, one planted between each set of posts. They get full sun all day long. They get drip irrigation very consistently every other day, and they've responded really well to that. So the 2 I have on this end, they're the Niagara white seeded grape, and the 2 down here are red Suffolk, which is a red seedless grape, a really good table grape. Getting in here closely, look at these. Oh my gosh, the smell, I can't even describe to you guys what it smells like out here. It smells like grape juice, and that's what made me actually purchase a steamer and think about canning my own juice. These 2 Niagara grapevines came from Mateo in Pennsylvania. He packaged them up. I mean, they were in big pots too with soil and everything. He wrapped them up and shipped them all the way from Pennsylvania to Oregon. And they arrived to us looking pretty good, and we got them in the ground, and I have to say I'm just so happy with them. I was thinking in the beginning of doing all seedless grapes, all table grapes, but I'm really thinking this is going to make the best juice. I've done a little bit of research on this variety, and they actually call this one the white Concord. You know, Concord grapes a lot of time are used for grape juice, but for white grape juice, this is a really good option. They're also a slip skin variety, just like a Concord, meaning that the interior, like the flesh of the grape and the skin, they separate very easily. And the skin of a grape can kind of have a bitter note to it. So if you're using it for juice and wines and things like that, oftentimes you want a slip skin type grape. News to me, I did not know that. But just the aroma in the air, I just know it's going to make great grape juice. And I'm planning on doing this with no sugar. I just want it to be straight grape juice in our jars. And I just brought a couple baskets out. I'm not sure how many pounds we'll actually get off these vines, but I mean, you can see some of them are turning into raisins. That's why I thought, oh, for crying out loud, I got to get out here and get these picked. And usually they do ripen about mid to late September, and we're mid-September now, so or just about mid-September, so right on schedule. They feel really good. Clearly they need to be pruned too. I should mention that right away. And that's not something I'm going to work on until they're probably dormant. I think at the time that we prune these, and I'll explain all of that when we do it, I think we might add a middle guide wire. You can see we've got this one up tall. I think this one's at about 5 feet, and then this one is at about 2. I don't know, hindsight, I probably would have put them a little closer together, but we do have room for a 3rd rung. So if we want to train them to go, you know, 3 levels, I think that we can do that. Here are the Suffolk Red. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't plan on harvesting these today. We've just been coming out here and eating these like in our evening drives, and the kids love it. So I think I might leave most of them on here, and we'll get them cleaned up pretty fast. Look at these trunks already. I thought these had died over the course of the winter too. It took them forever to break dormancy. Oh my, look at this. I really need to train these. Sometimes I'm thankful a few things slip through the cracks, because if you give plants long enough, oftentimes they will surprise you, and these certainly did. So I've got my Falcos and just a few baskets in here, and I intend on harvesting all of the Niagaras. I think we might tackle some planting too. I know I've been doing an awful lot of canning lately, but grape juice is new for me, and I'm going to show you the steamer in there. I have been canning peaches along the way, and I haven't filmed any of that. So anyway, I feel like it's been a big canning year, but let me get these all picked. Oh my gosh, look at that. Gorgeous. Okay guys, I just finished harvesting this first vine right here, and oh my gosh, there were so many grapes on just that first vine, and they were coming off in huge clusters. I was surprised, one, and pleased, and it smells so freaking good out here right now. Oh, Our kitchen is about ready to smell delicious. I'm gonna wait on that second vine. I'm gonna get through this, see how it goes, and the grapes will be fine. That second vine has more leaf cover on top. It's just that this first one, it was kind of getting to me. I felt like I needed to get those harvested because a lot of them were exposed to sun and they were starting to like kind of sunburn a little bit. So I think that that second vine, it'll be just fine. We'll come and harvest that sometime later this week and probably do the same thing that we're about to do. So let's head to the kitchen and get these all in the steamer. It takes about an hour in the steamer to do that, so that gives us time to come out and do some other things. All right, the grapes are inside, as well as a basket of tomatoes I still need to figure out what I'm gonna do with. And here's our setup. I've already sterilized the jars and the lids are all clean. There's our water bath canner, which we will be using. I can't remember how long we have to process it, but we'll go over that. And then this is the steamer right here, and you can just use a big stock pot if you want. You don't have to have this sort of thing, in which case you put the grapes in water and let them simmer, and then you have to use a sieve and or some kind of filtration to filter off all of the kind of cloudiness and of course all the grape skins and all of that. This makes it a lot easier. So let me take it apart for you. You can see the top part here is where you put all the grapes. This is the collection, the juice collection tray right here. And then the bottom one is the one you put water in. So we're gonna put water almost to the top down there. Then we will leave this one empty. We'll put this one on. We'll put our grapes in here almost to the top. And then you can see right here, we've got a tube that's clamped at the moment. And when this is done, which I'm following a recipe off, I think Seasonal Homestead, we'll link it down below for canning this. But when the juice is ready, you just put this tube down in your jars and release the clamp and it fills up your jars however you need to, and all the filtration's already done. And that just seemed like the way to go to me, just to purchase one of these knowing that, you know, I've got these grapevines and I'm gonna probably wanna be doing this every year. So it's nice to have the right pot, the right tools. Yes. For the job, Aaron agrees. And here's a few of the other things that I've been working on. You know, we did the marinara, a few batches of that. We've got the diced tomatoes at the bottom there. Here's some of the peaches that I just canned, raspberry jam in there, and then of course, you know, the lightsaber, because you never know when you'll need one. Oh, it's broken. Half a lightsaber. So a couple of things that I read about. With the steamer here, you don't have to remove the grapes from the stems, unless you plan on using the skins for jam, or I don't plan on using the skins once they're all steamed and done. I'm probably just gonna give them to the chickens in batches. What was the other thing? Oh, you can add sugar to the juice if you want to, if your grapes are a little bit tart, in which case I think somebody was saying you could add 1 to 2 tablespoons per quart of sugar, or, you know, just to taste. So we'll, you know, see how this goes. My intention is to not use sugar. And it might be that if I left these on the vine, I know if you leave grapes on the vine till like the very last minute, they do sweeten up. So we'll see how it goes today. They just smell so dang good. But let's get this process started so we can get back outside and get some other things done. Sure. And that's it. So we're gonna have this on a low, like rolling boil for an hour, and then we're going to bottle it up. And we made it through the first basket. I think we have 2 more batches, which I think this is supposed to do about 3 quarts of juice. So we should end up with about 9 quarts, I think. We'll see. Okay, it has been 1 hour. So I've got a glass right here. I just want to release a little bit into a glass so I can taste it to see if it's sweet enough. And I want to see if it's cloudy or just what it looks like. I brought one of our little side tables in here to make it a little easier. But there's our cup. We're going to release right here, just a little bit. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's pretty clear. Okay, here we go. That's good. Now it's hot. So I'm gonna give it just a second, let it cool down. I'll taste it again. That's sweet though. I wonder what it looks like in here. Oh, that's hot. Duh. Oh, look at that. They're all cooked. Oh, well, maybe you can't see that. Sorry, hold on. Clean that up. Whew. Oh yeah. They've like reduced by more than half and they've all broken down. Oh, that's so awesome. Now we just have to see how many jars this makes. So let's get this all done and then we can start getting them in the water bath canner. So you just hold that little clamp open until you've got about a 1/2 inch of headspace here. Oh my gosh! Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got carried away. I need to taste this again now. It's cool. That's so good. So good. And it's so easy. Okay, let's see if it fills up 2 more quart jars. Did indeed make 3 full quarts, and this little bit right here, which I'm gonna drink. And the longer I let it sit, the more, I mean, I don't know how much more you could get out of the grapes that are in here. They're pretty broken down at this point. So I'm gonna lift this up though, because I'm interested to see how much water is left at the bottom, because that was pretty important in the instructions. They said you do not want that to go dry, so fill it almost to the top. Oh, it's still about half full. Good. Okay, looks like we've got a full rolling boil here in our water canner. So I reread the recipe because I wanted to see how long to process them, and they said to leave a 1/4 inch of headspace. So from the top of the juice to the top of the jar, I thought it said 1/2 inch. So I fixed that. I added a little bit more and then wiped the tops off. So I'm gonna put my lids on, and then we're gonna process in here for 15 minutes, and then we will turn the heat off, let them sit in the water for 5 more minutes, and then we'll remove them. So they'll be in the water for a total of 20 minutes. Ooh, hot. All right, guys, it is a new day. I got completely caught up with our canning project and some other cleaning projects inside last night. That one harvest, that one vine worth of grapes made 12 quart jars of juice. And I didn't do any extra filtering. I just put the juice straight from the steamer into the jars and processed it. The next batch I might send through, some people will send it through coffee filters just to take out anything. But, I checked the bottom of all the jars and they look really clean. Maybe a tiny bit more cloudy toward the bottom, but not much. I think they look really good. I mean, look at that. I don't know if you can see, get it in some more light here, but it looks just fantastic. And tasty, huh, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sweet. I was drinking some of the leftovers because it made a little bit more than 12 quarts. There was just a little bit left at the bottom of each batch. And so I was drinking that and sharing that. And it's so sweet. I had to cut mine with a little bit of water. So this is almost like a grape juice concentrate. No sugar needed for sure, but every single jar sealed and looks beautiful. And I'm just so excited about it. I might take some of this juice and make some jelly out of it. I think that would be a really beautiful jelly. So definitely I think the steamer is the way to go because the other way just sounded like a lot more work. Doing it in a stock pot. And I mean, definitely worth it if you just want to try it out once, not investing. I think the steamer was like $89 or something like that. But I figured that it was a good investment going forward, knowing that I have these grapevines and I'm going to want to do this from year to year. So anyway, a successful project. I'm really happy with that. Now we're going to head out and do just a little bit of planting. Are you coming with me to protect me? Whoa, that is a scary face. You'll protect me for sure. And here's what we're gonna put in the ground today. Benjamin, do you wanna share what you picked?
I picked these 3.
They're a butter and sugar Siberian iris.
Are they going to turn into that?
Yeah, they bloom like this. So they grow 3 feet tall by 3 feet wide, and they give us this really nice grassy texture and these beautiful buttery yellow blooms. And they bloom in mid-spring. Good choice.
Which is spring right now?
It's almost fall right now.
Yeah, but...
Spring's after winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the Cumulus Saguaro Cypress from Isley. So this one, 1.5 feet tall by 1.5 feet wide. So just like this little boop shaped evergreen.
Let's close up the gate.
Okay, you got it? Okay.
I just don't want them to fall so they don't break.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we do have another ginger wine 9-bark. These grow 5 to 6 feet tall and wide, and this one is looking about like the last one that I planted, which is doing really well. But Benjamin, I think that I've got a spot over by the pond for this one. Should we head that direction?
Yeah.
Okay, I really need to get our peaches, the rest of our peaches harvested and get those processed. That needs to happen like today or tomorrow.
Is it orange and cold nighttime?
Nope, it's daytime. They're 1 hour behind us. So like right now it's, I think, 8:30 in the morning. So it's 7:30 in the morning over there. So it's earlier. So they're just probably having their breakfast. We've already had ours. Got them all planted. They look really good, so now let's take a look. So the first one we planted is the ginger wine 9-bark. I wanted to start out here so that we could kind of walk up to it on this beautiful new pathway. Now it's in the shade right now and it's a dark colored leaf, so it's hard to see, but it will be in full afternoon sun. So again, this one grows 5 to 6 feet tall and wide, and having it between these two blue spruces, I love that blue and red combo. We need like a great big grass, like a great big miscanthus. It's got some white in it right behind. I think that would be really pretty. But did I just say 5 to 6 feet tall and wide? Again, zone 3 through 7. And you don't really have to do much with these. I mean, you really don't want to prune on them if you don't have to. So you want to find a spot where you can just let it do its thing, which it will be able to do that here. Now the new growth has this kind of brilliant orangey red, and then it deepens to this dark burgundy, and then it kind of colors back up like this again in the fall. And in the late spring, it's got beautiful clusters of just like the softest pink flowers, and they do really well here. They can handle drier conditions once they're established. They like full sun. They don't need a lot of fuss in terms of fertilizer. They're just a real good one to put in the landscape. Planting near the pond is such a joy. Out in the south garden, this is where the iris went. I think these are going to be perfect right here. You know, we've got those, are these a double play dolly, right? Spireas with the pink blooms. Look at these. You can see some color. It looks so pretty. But we don't have a tremendous amount for spring color. I mean, if you go this way, I do have a Centara double blue lilac. So that will be some spring color. And then we've got a Kwanzaa cherry right there. Other than that, like in terms of the front of the border, this will be our spring interest. We do have tulips in here as well, but that's earlier on. This will be a little bit later. And I think having just a big clump of that grassy texture will be beautiful. And then we could come in with something shorter in front of it. And the little cypress is just over here. So much space right here to put some fun stuff. We recently planted this Beyond Midnight Caryopteris just behind it. We've got the lemon squeeze pennisetum. Highly recommend. Such an amazing grass. And the Caryopteris, I mean, we're gonna walk over here in a second. I've got a drift of Caryopteris. I want to do that in more spots. In fact, I might even repeat that right in here once I can get some more, because oh, for late season color, there's just nothing you can compare them to. There's also some echinacea right in front, which are kind of an orangey pink, and then this cute little cumulus cypress. And that again will grow 1.5 feet tall by 1.5 feet wide. It is already down to zone 4. I think, negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So anyway, it can do full sun to part shade. I think it'll be happy out here. It's the cutest little thing. Okay, we're gonna end on these Caryopteris because they're just so gorgeous. Look at these. There are 5 in this drift right here. And the color on them is just amazing and so saturated. And I don't know if you can see all of the bees. There are just honeybees everywhere on these blooms. Like there's just 4 right there in that little spot. Nope, 5, 6, 7. They're just everywhere. And you guys, these I had to cut way back, way further back than I normally do. It was kind of a weird year for Caryopteris and butterfly bushes, kind of the same deal, but they have recuperated very nicely. We've got a coral berry just next to them. So you've got the pink berries with the purpley blooms. So pretty. And you guys, that is gonna do it for projects for today. I'm so thrilled with the grape juice and how easy it was to can. I think that was the easiest thing that I've ever canned ever. Having that steamer was amazing. Anyway, I will let you guys know if I decide on that next batch when we harvest the next vine, if I decide to filter it further to clear it up just a little bit more. I don't think in the end it's gonna matter or make a difference to the flavor at all. Also, we'll let you know if I make some grape jelly with it because I think it'll make the most beautiful pink jelly. And of course, it's always nice to get more plants out in the ground out here. So we'll be doing a lot more of that. We do have some perennials on their way at the moment. I'm expecting them, you know, in the next few days. So we'll have some really beautiful things to plant this fall. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and we will see you in the next one.